Wow. So guys, I'm not the only one who got floored by this, but Ace, I still can't believe Michelle is dead. We've been so busy investigating that we haven't even had time to mourn her. It's true that we didn't warm up to her immediately, but Michelle had found her place on the team. It's disheartening that the Beard should suffer another loss so soon after Angela's betrayal. But Ace, I don't expect you to be deterred now that we're so close to a breakthrough with Sombra. Well, Company is definitely a place of strategic importance, but... Ace, there you are. I ran all the way from the village. I made a discovery. I found El Rey. DuPont, what the heck are you talking about? Take a deep breath and tell us everything. Ace, listen. There's an old gentleman's club in the village called the King's Shadow. Wait, we're trying to find Michelle's killer and you're spending time in a pub? DuPont. Michelle's dead? But how? Well, she was crushed under the bell. Sombra clearly doesn't want us in Campanilla. Monsieur, I shall miss her very much, Ace. She was the only one who appreciated my linguistic explanations. Which brings me back to my original point, Ace. The club I found is called the King's Shadow. El Rey means king, and Sombra means shadow. Ace, tell me you get it. The King's Shadow must be Sombra's birthplace. Well, Ace, I've got to admit, it sounds plausible. DuPont, show us the way to the King's Shadow. Ah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Confidential, obviously. Gramophone, torn paper, watermelon, parrot, fan. Nice. Get an extra star. Ace, look at this place. Imagine it back in the day. Drinking, politics, jazz. It fits Sombra's start as a group of intellectuals. I see that the King's Shadow captured your imagination, DuPont, but we need proof that this is Sombra's lair. Alright, well that file has confidential written on it. Let's look inside. And hopefully that torn paper will bring us new leads on Sombra and El Rey. We owe it to Michelle to finally unmask them. We do. Oh, King of the Trumpet is what it's saying. Ace, that old record sleeve you restored has King of the Trumpet written on it. It's another reference to the king. Trust me, we're finally on El Rey's trail. DuPont, we're all desperate to bring Sombra down and find Michelle's killer, but this mostly sounds like a coincidence. We'll leave this record with me, Ace. A little research in my library and you'll change your tune about this clue, I promise. Alright, man, maybe there's some lyrics that are pointing to something. Whoa. This guy looks like he could be El Rey for sure. Ace, I know you're interested in the notebook, but how about the rest of the file? It's all about Michelle. Her old suspect profile, the map of Sombra's Island near Australia. This is classified information. How did anyone get a hold of it? Let's give that notepad a good dusting and see who keeps tabs on Michelle. This seems like a vital clue. I'm just going to throw it out there. Whoever this leads to will be my guess. Hey, so writing that notebook you found in the file says subject left Hacienda del Rey heading to Campanilla. The rest of the file is about Michelle, so this must refer to her too. And the note stamped with the logo of the British Intelligence Agency. You're right, we met an M16 agent here before in Peru. Why would an M16 agent track Michelle's movements? Looks like Price has got something explaining to do. Could this guy be? No, I'm not thinking it's this guy. Because El Rey is so... it's Such a South American name, but maybe that's just a cover. Hey, since we're on the same side, Signature Brace, I might as well tell you that M16 knew Michelle used to be Sombra. We suspected she was in danger. So you knew Michelle was in danger, but you didn't unload at the Bureau? And you also knew about Sombra all along? Why didn't you lie about it in Peru if you were really on our side? I don't work for the Bureau, Signature Brace. I report to Her Majesty the Queen. I've done hours and hours of surveillance on Michelle, enough to smoke dozens of cigars and read the entire Reula de Ficciones, but saving her was above my pay grade. Well, we'll take your word for it, but if it turns out you're lying again, it won't be above our pay grade to arrest you. Well, guys, I'm going to grab some stars. I'll see you guys in 12 hours. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Au revoir.
Nice. Alright, folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Playing Criminal Case. Now, again, you guys went nuts. I have over 200 comments within the first 24 hours. Straight up by this shocker. This was fantastic. Everybody is like, OMG. OMG. Yeah, and I did put it up in the thumbnail because, I mean, come on. It's if you're getting to this case, you gotta know that that's gonna happen. But wow, what a bombshell. Ace, this old record you found in the King's Shadow will jazz up your investigation. I've identified the musician who was known as the King of the Trumpet in the 1950s and 60s. His name is Arsenio Castillo. Arsenio performed regularly in the King's Shadow at the time Sombra began. Boy, so I'm still skeptical about this, but just because a local musician called himself the King of the Trumpet doesn't mean that he's El Rey. What else do we know about this Arsenio? We know that he's back in Campanilla, just when Michelle's killed. You can't say that that's a coincidence, too. Alright, well if this King of the Trumpet is here, we can at least take a closer look at him, Ace. We got a Cuban cigar and everything. Might be. But I don't think he's going to be El Rey, because we still have to go to the Americas, to North America, so my guess is he's not going to be, even if it was him. Welcome to the King's Shadow, Signature Brace. Have a cigar and make yourself comfortable. Senor Castillo, we're investigating a murder. We suspect this club was the birthplace of a secret organization many years ago. You were a regular here at that time. Ah, those were the days. Music, discussion, drinking every night. The King's Shadow was bustling with life. Many of the regulars became prominent figures in later life. Alejandro Prax spent the night here before he sailed to Antarctica. Adolfo Herrera plotted his coup in Uruguay from that table. Of course, they were just young men back then. And they were all part of the organization we're chasing. What did these young intellectuals talk about? I was busy playing music, Signature Brace. I had no time for chatter. Alright, let's talk about more recent events. Does the name Michelle Zuria sound familiar? Nah, I don't think I know her. I don't get out much anymore. I prefer to read. I never tire of Reula de Ficciones. Such a masterpiece. Pity that the author was tortured to death. It was nice to reminisce about old times, Signature Brace. Come back tonight. I'll tell you more if you buy me a drink. Ace, Arsenio confirmed several Sombra agents used to meet here in the 1950s, which also supports DuPont's claims that the King's Shadow was where Sombra was first thought up by a group of intellectuals. We're still missing a crucial piece, El Rey. So many clues point to him, yet he keeps slipping through our fingers. But who more than El Rey would want to see Michelle dead? She betrayed Sombra and led the Bureau to their hideaway. Ace, we've never been so hot on El Rey's trail, but a little hint wouldn't go amiss. If only Michelle could help us now. Good point. Michelle may be gone, but we can still retrace her steps. She must have gone to the bell tower for a reason. Let's go back there and figure it out. I almost wonder if El Rey is like a figurehead and not actually a person. It's like maybe like 4 or 5 of them constructed like this El Rey figure and was like, hey, we're gonna just all report to this guy and just make it seem like he's larger than life. That way he'll never die. So if any one of those 5 people died, you know, it wouldn't be that person that died. They could have it continue, and then so on and so forth. Cat key. Lear. Phone. Dated postcard. I want to say that that's it right there. Yep, Rip Michelle. Yep, I was warming up to Michelle too. Hey, that's Michelle's phone. I recognize it. Maybe it's silly, but I can't help feeling like Michelle left it here for us to find. Well, that wrought iron key must be now how the killer gained access to the bell in that tower, and then they dropped it when they ran away. Let's vacuum up that brown residue on it. The writing on the postcard was erased, and then the card was thrown away. Restoring the text image might explain why. Ace, I feel like we're on the right track. Let's do this for Michelle. Totally. And in the last case too, she was all getting high with Archer on accident. Man, showing her more human side. Interesting. Ace, the postcard is addressed to a prisoner, Lorena Prax. That's the Sombra agent you arrested in Argentina. And the message reads, El Rey doesn't forget those who are loyal. Signed, your grandfather. So Lorena's grandfather recently mentioned El Rey to her. Ace, we're finally getting somewhere. Senor Prax is a Sombra old-timer, and judging from his tone, familiar with El Rey, if he's not El Rey himself. And if he killed Michelle too, then we've come full circle. Alright Ace, time to grill Prax again. Oh, shakalaka. Ace, let's send Michelle's phone to Elliot. He'll find something in it that'll turn this case around. Yeah, I'm sure of it. Oh, Elliot. That's still nuts, man. It's still hard to believe. Ace, let's send those brown particles to Lars. You'll know what they are and how they got on the bell tower's key. How much you want to bet they're from a cigar? That's my thought. Alright, 6 hours. Fair enough. Alejandro Paz. Senor Prax, you said that you were done with Sombra a long time ago. We found evidence that you're part of El Rey's inner circle, if you aren't El Rey himself. Me? El Rey? Senor Reyes, you have some ideas. El Rey stayed in the shadows for decades, hiding his identity even from Sombra's most loyal allies. Why would he reveal himself to you now? We can't hide from us much longer. If El Rey killed our partner, like we suspect, it'll be the end of his reign. Here, have a cigar as a prize for your naivete, Senor Reyes, and leave Campanilla now, unless you want to end up like your friend. That's El Rey's message to you. Well, Senior Trooper Ace's message to you is that you're under arrest for threatening the Bureau. Yeah, don't threaten me. I threaten you. Anyways, guys, see you guys in 12 hours in Pitching Ace 88. Au revoir.
Alright, folks, Pitching Ace 88, we are back. Yeah, first Frank Knight and now Michelle Zuria. Yeah, unless you count Chief King. Ace, I can't believe those dirtbags killed Michelle. Looking at her phone brought back memories when she sent me messages as X, or how she used to call me Mr. Clayton. But there's some disturbing stuff in her phone too. Disturbing how? Some creep named Ignacio kept harassing her with suggestive messages. Sometimes Ignacio quoted kinky passages from that book called Raúl de Ficciones, or talked about adding Michelle to his art collection. That slimy Munoz? Yuck, poor Michelle. Well, at least this explains why she looked so angry when she checked her messages. This perv had followed her everywhere since we left Argentina. I don't know why Michelle never told us about this, Ace. I mean, Michelle knew that she could trust us, right? She knew we were her friends. Oh yeah, but Michelle wasn't the type to ask for help. But it doesn't mean she didn't trust us. And Ace will give Munoz what he deserves, even if it's all we can do. He's definitely been in a lot of cases. And after dinner, we can watch this movie together. Love Factually instead of Love Actually. Oh, hi, Ace. Dinner or a movie? That sounds like a nice date. What? It's not a date, it's just bro time. Alright, I was just teasing. It's good to see you guys have some fun. Yeah, well, let's move on to more important matters. Ace, about that sample you gave me. Those brown particles you found on the bell tower key were ground coffee. It's a textbook case of cross-contamination. Your killer ground some fresh coffee, then transferred some particles to the key when opening the bell tower. So now that we know that our killer drinks coffee, but all the caffeine in the world won't help them stay ahead of Ace. So, can't be me. I don't drink coffee. Don't smoke cigars. And I don't read books in other languages, so I'm definitely not the killer. Munoz, you've been stalking Michelle since we left Argentina. What did you want from her? I'd leave that to your imagination, if I didn't know how unrefined that is. Michelle is too exquisite for you bureau peasants. I was more worthy of her. Stalking Michelle across 4 countries was a strange way to show your appreciation. Michelle was like an addiction to me, Signature Brace, like smoking, or beautiful antiques. It was a force I couldn't fight. I only worked with Sombra to get close to her. When she left to join you, the pain was unbearable. And so you led Sombra to her? Maybe you even did their bidding and cut down that bell yourself. You probably got a kick out of that too. How dare you? Michelle would still be alive if she had not joined the Bureau. You are the ones that destroyed her. Yeah, well, you're lucky we can't arrest you for harassment, but if Signature Brace finds out you had anything to do with El Rey, you're going down. Ace, tell me you're making headway with Michelle's murder and finding Sombra's leader. Well, the good news is we could trace Sombra's birthplace to a club called the King's Shadow. I talked to a musician who often performed in the club, but he insisted he wasn't one of the young intellectuals who founded Sombra. Meanwhile, we're certain that Alejandro Prax knows something about El Rey. He mentioned him in a message to his granddaughter. El Rey's kept his identity secret for decades. He won't reveal himself. Well, then you know what to do, Ace. Prove that El Rey is Michelle's killer and let our partner's murder be his downfall. We're on it, Chief. Ace, I just had the MI6 headquarters on the line. They demand to talk to you. What else is new? Anyways, guys, that finishes up Chapter 2. I'll see you guys in Chapter 3. This has been Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.